actually Wednesday, and today, because of timing and what I have how much time I have available, I'm gonna harvest the last of my basil so that I can make the last of the pesto, and then whatever's left, we're just gonna dry out for the rest of the winter. But come over and check out my basil. Which way are you coming? So I know you guys have seen my basil before. I just almost fell on my butt.
My goodness. Frisbee down.
Seen it before, but this year was truly eye-opening for me, and these basil leaves just got so beautiful and so big, and trying to figure out what it all was, and I realized I had amended these beds so much and put so much fertilization into them that it really affected the basil. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out of here, and then we're gonna go and look at the other basil bed, and I'll show you the big difference. But we're getting ready to have really, really cold temperatures here. So there's no use letting these guys hang out any
You're taking
longer.
the whole plant?
The whole thing. Just cut it all the way down at the bottom. Some of them you can see already have some black spots on them.
You're leaving the roots in?
Yeah, we'll leave the roots in. Just learn that over time, you just don't really even need to pull them up from the roots. Not that they'll come back again next year, just that the roots continue to allow airflow because they're all entwined into the soil. So I was told go ahead and let them go. So we're gonna go ahead and let them go. But now, if you'll move up to our actual herb garden, and these so here's where the rest of the basil is. You'll see these guys have already gotten to flower. If I let them continue to go, they'll eventually go to seed, which is not a terrible thing. But you can see they're really starting to suffer from the cold weather, and we're about to get a really cold snap. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these guys up too. And you can see the difference between how the leaves are on the plants that I did not fertilize versus the leaves on the plants that we did. These guys are so much bigger, more lush. Oops, there, this guy got eaten a little bit. But some of these other leaves, you can just see the difference between them. So I'll pull off the ones that are still good, and we'll make some pesto, and everything else we'll go ahead and start drying. Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Frisbees. We're cooking today, and because my husband was upset that I did all that pesto and didn't film a single thing,
Not a shot.
he decided I should try it again. And because I have so much basil, I said no problem. So, and I have lots of neighbors that love it. So we're gonna do it again. This is a super simple recipe, and it's so much fun to make. So this is 2 cups of compacted basil leaves. It takes quite a bit, but my basil leaves, like I've said before, are pretty huge. So those go all in. Oops, see, a little piece of grass. That's not good.
It's not bad for you.
It's not, I don't think it'll add to the taste though. And then 2 large garlic cloves. I have 1 large, so I'm just gonna use that, and 2 small. That, and I really, really love garlic. And then I'm gonna use pine nuts. I had to order these online because it's really hard to find them in your local grocery store. Just in my area in Georgia. You can use walnuts as well. I've made pesto with walnut. It's lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and get this on and get it start to zhuzh. And you want this as fine as you can get it. When it starts to come together, go ahead, scrape those sides. Look how gorgeous green that is. This is what I love about fresh pesto. It's just that gorgeous, vibrant, lovely green.
That's such a great flavor.
And it smells so lovely. All right, we've got that really nice consistency, and I'll show it to you here a little bit. Oh, there's an extra leaf. See, something like that, it might happen. But it's just a really nice consistency between the pine nuts, the basil, and the garlic. Oh, it smells, I wish you guys could smell this. Smell-o-vision. So now what's gonna happen is we're gonna incorporate it with a little bit of olive oil, exactly a half a cup. Good olive oil. Spend the money, spend the time, find a great place to get great olive oil. We have a lovely place down the street. Look at that. See how that just comes together? Isn't that cool? And you're not looking to do this like for a long time. This comes together super quick. Get your ingredients together and everything will come together really quick. And last but not least, well, it's not last, but it's not least either, is a half a cup of Parmigiano cheese. I've grated some of it, but I got to the end, so there's some larger pieces in here, so I'm gonna have to let it zhuzh for a little extra. And here we go again. Had to break that up a little bit, so I'm guessing that's why it went a little crazy. Typically, I grate it so it doesn't get huge chunks in there. Here we go again. Yeah, it's catching that one big chunk, but it looks gorgeous. Okay, let's see the final product. You don't want this going for a long, long time. Look at that. Yes. Now the very last thing that I do, and this is not common for most pestos, is I add a little bit of freshness with a lemon. And this is a half a lemon. I won't use the whole thing. I'm just gonna squeeze maybe half of it in there. It's gonna thin it out a little bit, but it just adds an additional bit of freshness, especially if you have a real peppery olive oil, which we happen to have. And it just brings it together so nice. And this is going to make about a little over 3.5 ounces. And I went and bought a couple of those containers, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour it out and let you guys see what it looks like. There it is. Now this is gonna store easily in your fridge for a couple weeks. You'll see some change in color, but because it's fresh and it doesn't have any preservatives in it. But you can also freeze it, and another fun thing to do with it is to use ice cube trays and freeze it in ice cube trays, and then you just use it as you need it in any sauces, because a little bit goes a long way. And that's why I'm only making 4 ounces at a time, or 3.5 ounces at a time, because a little bit goes a long way. Look at that.
Yummy.
So yummy. So that's it. Super simple. If you have all your ingredients, you can do this. If you get 2 2 big bunches of basil easily would be 2 cups. You're just looking for a compacted 2 cups. Fresh garlic, you can buy just 1 head of nice big garlic. Pine nuts, like I said, if you can't find pine nuts, use walnuts. Same thing. A good olive oil though is important. It makes a big difference in the taste. You want to taste it, honey?
Sure.
I'm a taste tester always.
Coming in. That's good.
And
very
fresh.
earthy, very fresh. Tastes like it just came out of the garden. I got a little bit of garlic in there. The extra virgin olive oil does make the difference.
It makes the difference. I've made it in the past before I understood about garlic, or before I understood about olive oil. I've made it and it wasn't as great. But all right, guys, till next time.